I'd like to greet everybody today with a universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. Today is August the 4th, 2019, the time being about 10:48 a.m. in the morning. Take a look at them squirrels, y'all, right across the street from me. You know, they playing and they eating. They doing everything in harmony according to God's will. It wasn't in God's will for them to be fighting and killing each other. It was in God's will for them to submit, doing what they doing. You see, they getting their harvest together. In human life, that's what normal parents would be doing instead of out here doing drive-bys. And if the shoe fit, wear it. Out here robbing and killing, black on black crime. But I greet everybody with a universal greeting with the peace and blessings of God. It don't matter what your philosophical, personal, religious, or personal belief may be. Don't matter if you're rich or poor. Don't matter if you black or white. Don't matter if you the weakest to the toughest person on the face of this earth. It don't even matter if you the weakest to the roughest, or like I said, from the richest to the poorest. I'm just sitting out here and enjoying this day. You know, I'm one that keeps up with history, and I try to educate anybody that want to learn, especially blacks. Not just especially all blacks, but blacks that don't know their history, blacks that's out here doing black on black crime, killing. And then, you know, for those of you that want to make your comments like you want to. You see what I'm saying? One person made a comment because I'm trying to educate blacks. You see what I'm saying? Somebody got to educate them. They made a comment saying, well, what about black on white crime and other nationalities? I'm against all that too. You see what I'm saying? If you want me to come on your forefront and help talk about it, I will. But instead of telling me about the black on white crime, you know, you get on mine and say something about this black on black and something about this here white on black crime. But I ain't gonna even get off into that. But I just want y'all to just take inventory. You know, I'm at my own dwelling. You see what I'm saying? Every man and woman, they dwelling is just like a kingdom. You see what I'm saying? There's no kingdom that I know of. I know in my kingdom, there would be no two kings and no two queens. You see what I'm saying? Because it would be a problem. The movie Cool Hand Luke, we said it real good. What the problem is the failure to communicate. But you know, I want y'all to remember what day this is. This is August the 4th of 2019. And it's some history that legitimate human beings all around the world should take heed to. Pay attention. You listen, you learn. Whether you like what's said or not, if you listen, you learn. You can tell a fool by them opening their mouth. I'm going to tell you one fool that just commented on a video that I made last night. They used the name as James Jarrett. Let me tell you why James Jarrett is a fool, a coward, and they ignorant. I don't know if it's a man or a woman, because, you know, when they get these mock YouTube channels and Facebook names and things like that, then, you know, when they ain't presenting themselves, then especially when they making comments or response, you know, I let myself be known. Raymond Lewis Ivy. You know where I live. You see what I'm saying? And if you have a problem, you can talk to me about it. But let me tell you why James Jarrett and anybody else think like this individual named James Jarrett. You see, James Jarrett made a comment when I was talking about something concerning my brother getting killed 42 years ago, yesterday. Something about two black women that was fighting against black on black crime and trying to keep their block like I'm trying to keep the block I live on, trying to keep it peaceful, trying to keep the black on black crime, trying to keep the police brutality, trying to keep the racism off of this block at least. I used to try to do it for the whole town, but everybody wasn't in agreement. I'm gonna show y'all something here. This is what I think of James Jarrett. You see what's down there? A bunch of dead wops. That's what I think about James Jarrett and anybody else think about it. Look how foolish James Jarrett is. You see how he studied coming? That's James Jarrett and anybody that think like James Jarrett, because James Jarrett, number one, dress me as dude. You know, he said, dude, you ain't what? Whoever it is, dude, you ain't tough. If this ignorant individual, coward individual would have listened to my video, I specified several times, I said, I don't claim to be tough. I don't claim to be a killer, but I will kill if necessary. That's how ignorant James Jarrett is. Now, I'm talking about peace. But when Negroes come up and down this street, this was James Jarrett, like, when Negroes come up and down this street marching, you see what I'm saying? Calling the women bees, talking about dope dealing, gang banging, killing blacks. You see what I'm saying? James Jarrett love that type of stuff. When police come around here and kill blacks unjustifiably, James Jarrett like that. You know why? Because James Jarrett is either a police, a law enforcement official that's corrupted, a racist white individual, or ignorant black. You see what I'm saying? One of all those that I mentioned, that's who James Jarrett is. I know you're listening, and this person, they always get on my video. I see people talking about, individuals on Facebook, YouTube, they talk, in this town now, they mention the fact in video, little black children's fighting on Halloween, October of 2018. Video on them now. James Jarrett seen this shit, but James Jarrett think this amusement. Little black children's fighting each other on Halloween. Instead of trying to break them up, these Negroes that be attacking me, they video on them, saying, look at the little niggas fighting. Then they video a white police that's on the Charles, Missouri Police Department that on November the 8th, 2011, murdered a 34-year-old black mentally ill guy. You see, and they put him on the video and said, what do you think about this here, Keith Bitford? And all he did was smile. You know why? Because he said, he talking about, look at the little niggas fighting, and Keith looking at him. Look at this grown nigga videoing him. But this is what type of stuff that he like. But what I want y'all to see, what happened here on August the 4th. August the 4th, 1964. 3 civil rights leaders was murdered. 2 of them was white. Come all the way from New York to try to help blacks get to vote. Try to help blacks fighting against the rights, fighting for the rights of blacks. And one black man. They was murdered. You know by who? They were set up, if you do the history, by some blacks. They call themselves NAACP leaders in the South. Not all, but they were set up by some. It's happening today too. But let me tell you, a sheriff deputy, a preacher now, who was the imperial wizard for the Ku Klux Klan in Mississippi, they locked these 3 individuals up. Then they bonded out. They escorted them out of the town, the city, dropped somebody off, came back and arrested them again, and they killed them. Shot them and killed them, and then they buried them, y'all. This was you ignorant individuals that study trying to attack me. Let me see you attack some of them. But you see, you had an attorney general whose brother was assassinated in 1963. John F. Kennedy was the president, was assassinated, but his brother, Robert Kennedy, was the Attorney General for the United States, the highest powerful law enforcement official in the country. People got to demanding for an investigation. And they did investigation. And on August the 4th, now they buried these people. Couldn't find them. But this was in around January of 1964. But on August the 4th, 1967, these bodies was found. And they got to making arrests. One of them, they made an arrest like 40-something years later. The individual died last year. All he got was 3 20-year sentences for manslaughter. But he died. His sentence was consecutive, which didn't really make a difference. They should have really, I guess they gave him life because he was 80-something years old. He died, I think, last year of 92 in the penitentiary. But I'm saying this to say, know your history before you get to attacking me. Even know me. You see what I'm saying? This is what I told you. That's what I think about y'all that's attacking me. Take a good look at these things if you see. I ain't scared of these walls. I ain't scared of these judges in Mississippi County. And I'm going to tell you, just like they had sheriff deputies, police officers, preachers that was Ku Klux Klan back then, do you think they're not Ku Klux Klan now? You think about it. Look at that wall. Trying to make a decision whether it's going to land or not. Let's see if he's going to be stupid enough like James, Jared, and some of these other individuals. You see how he coming towards me, but he got a little sense. But what I want to say is, before you get to attacking me, you look up your history. That's what's wrong with some of y'all now. You ain't educated. All you celebrate is Christopher Columbus. I bet you the natives ain't celebrating Christopher Columbus. If you dumb individual will look at your history back in 1492 and seen what Christopher Columbus did, the last thing you will say is he discovered America. He didn't discover America. He came over here when the natives was doing good. That's what he did to them. He killed them because they trust him. That's why I'm telling everybody that keep on telling me to try to talk to these individuals that done threatened me before. I forgive, but I ain't gonna forget. I ain't gonna trust him. My brother trust him. You know what them cowards did? Shot him 4 times in the back of the head and 4 times in the back and once in the back of the head. You see what I'm saying? I ain't gonna trust him. You follow what I'm saying? I'm gonna follow my lead. After I get through taking care of my business, me and my daughter, we gonna go someplace like we did in Chicago. Each time we went up there last month, twice, we didn't have none of this here screaming and hollering that these cowards do when they come past my house. Shut the F up, Raymond. F you, Raymond. You can tell one thing, what type of upbringing they get. You see, because I know a lot of people watch my things. You know who your kids is. You know who your relatives is. When somebody put a cap in their behind, then you crying, oh, they killed my baby. Your baby should have been minding their own business, leaving grown folks alone, or stop fooling with individuals they don't know nothing about. Now, remember what I said on this day. Preachers, sheriff deputies, police officers, even some blacks in the NAACP set up and murdered 3 civil rights leaders. These people were fighting for blacks' rights to vote. Just like the 2 women on July the 26th of 2019. They were standing on a corner trying to stop violence where 4 women got killed in 2015. My granddaughter on July the 27th was standing on her porch, minding her own business, and coward blacks shot and killed him. We got to stop it. Peace be still.